Your Excellency, Madam Ruto, Mrs. Muradi and the BOM and the PTA, the parents of Moi Girls, the girls, all friends of the school from far and wide, elected leaders, all protocols observed. Welcome to Kibra constituency. Welcome to Moi Girls. It's a sad day. It's been a sad couple of days. I love this school as a member of parliament, as somebody who's a champion of education. I know the transformative power of education, and I know that all parents and families dream to give their children the best education in all parts of the world, not just in Kibra. When your children come to school here, this is our only boarding school for girls in Kibra constituency. I feel, as their MP here, a special responsibility to make sure that they have a good experience and give the support that we need to give to the school. We have only other one boys boarding school in Kibra constituency at Upper Hill. And in 2008, we lost a boy in that school in a fire. And it's something you never wish would happen again. And as Mrs. Muradi explained, it's something that as an educator in your career, you never want to make a speech about. The motto of Moi Girls School Nairobi is Nuru na Uhai, light and life. Let's think about that for a second, light and life. In this moment of sadness, how can we cherish and help the flame and the light, the purpose that brings us to Moi Girls, the hopes and ambitions and dreams we have for our girls to shine even brighter? How can the life that they promote and the goodness in humanity that the girls who go through this school gain through their education and knowledge to empower and serve the world and humanity be fostered and promoted? I want to give a big thanks to all who have been giving for the reconstruction, all who have supported and responded to the tragedy, from the Red Cross, the government agencies, the ministry. I know the money that's needed urgently to build up a new dormitory to replace what we lost at Cabernet House. It's very demanding, but I also know we can do it despite the challenges, and I call on all the stakeholders. The Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Matiang'i, spoke about contribution towards that. I know our Governor for Nairobi, Honorable Sonko, spoke about a contribution from the county government. And we will continue to be grateful when that support comes in, and the support that has come in from the diplomatic community, from the international community and friends of Moi Girls, as well as alumni who have given. I spoke about light and life and what I reflect about on those two words. I think it calls upon us to also ask ourselves, as Charles of the PTA said, what does this all mean? What would we have done? I'd like to think forward. What should we do going ahead? I think the challenge and the invitation for us all is to say, how will we build a better and stronger Moi Girls School? How will we learn from this moment of tragedy and the lives we've lost, that the girls did not die in vain, that we will make Moi Girls School not just as a great school, but the best possible school it can be to serve as example to others. The challenge and the areas I see that we'll need to focus on, and I commit myself to as a friend of the school, is to make sure we pay attention to issues such as the well-being of our girls, their mental health, the safety standards and precautions in the school, even things like fire drills. When I was a boy at Starehe Boys Center, we had fire drills 2 or 3 times a month. I have served on the Education Committee in the National Assembly in the last Parliament. I am very aware that Kenya has the best standards in writing for safety in our schools. We have the standards. What are the specifications for dormitories, evacuation ways, corridor sizes, door sizes, rules about grills and windows? We have them. These girls will have died in vain, and our pain and the emotion we feel now, if that doesn't invite us to set these standards from the paper to actual implementation in the schools, And it's an invitation to all the parents, the school managers, the boards, to look. And I'd like to propose that every school, at a very basic level, the policy is there, the guidelines are there, to every year file a preparation and preparedness status plan on issues to do with safety, evacuation, preparedness for the children. It's not just in our school. It hits very hard and it's very painful because it's innocent children in our schools. But I know even in our workplaces, it's a national conversation we need to have about disaster preparedness. How many of the tall buildings in town know and have a fire marshal in place in case of an evacuation that's needed? So I think it's a wake-up call, and we will honor these girls and their memory if we do the right thing around that. We can do what we can do as a community, as leaders, as a nation, but we live under the grace of God, who can help us to make those prayers come true of rebuilding a Moi Girls that will be better and stronger. That the pain and the tragedy and the confusion and all these sad things we've felt will bring us together and unite us rather than separate and divide us. So I end with some thoughtful words around prayer. For the families, I'm really praying that God will show you mercy and your grace and his grace, that God will reach out to your hearts and stir you to worship, and that your lives and the memory of the girls you've lost here will know some peace. It's not easy, it will take time, but we put it in God's hand. I pray for Moi Girls School. Dear Lord, have in your keeping this school, that its work may be thorough and its life joyful, that from it may go out strong in body, mind, and character, young, faithful ladies who will offer fruitful service to humanity in Kenya, in Africa, and the whole world, in fields as diverse as the arts, business, science, technology, and government. Dear Lord, rest the souls of these angels in peace and grant understanding and comfort to their families. Cover this school with your love. Unite the people, show us the light on how to move forward. And we leave all the rest in your hands. May the rest in peace. Amen. I'd like to invite Honorable Sakaja, Senator for Nairobi,